Hi guys, welcome to Revolutionary Motion. I'm Clemens.
And I'm Kata. And today we're going to teach you to put on an overgrip in two different ways. I personally use a grip. It comes in a reel like this and with a reel of tape. So it is the same on both sides, as you can see. You have to remove this silicone, I guess, and get to the racket. So you take the racket, you apply the overgrip to it, and you make sure that you hold it tight. And when you go around it, you hold one edge and you go as tight as you can and go over the top part. Then you start going lower, but make sure that you go pretty tight and grab the edge like don't grab too much on the edge, you see, so you don't have a big distance between the overgrip. Once you reach the top, if you have too much left, you can just rip it off. Grip is really easy to rip. I personally go around, then I fold the edge. I go around it like this. Then I take the tape, attach it, go around once. I make sure I don't use too much of it, otherwise I will not get enough. Rip it off, and that's it. The racket is done.
Alright, so first things first, before you can put on a new overgrip, you have to make sure you take the old overgrip off. So most of our rackets have this kind of rubber thing here that you have to take off first. And then below that, you can see how hopefully your racket was taped. So you pull off the tape first, okay, just like this. After that, you find the edge here, which in my racket's a little bit difficult to see. Once you have the edge, you take that off, and then you can just turn it off like this, okay? And now you got rid of your overgrip. Alright, so I'm using Yonex Super Grab, which are a little bit different from the overgrips that Kata is using. For starters, they're a lot more sticky. Katas are a little bit more slippery in my opinion, but that's my personal preference. And as you can see, it also comes on a reel like this. However, the tapes come by themselves, 15 of them bundled together. So you start the same way as with Kata's overgrip. You take it off. Got to make sure they're a little bit more sticky so they stick to each other, so you have to make sure that you take it off there, and then you find the spot where they stop overlapping. You take off your overgrip, and as you can see, the foil already comes off like that, so you don't have to worry about anything else then. Alright, so one more important difference between the two grips is that this overgrip, as you can see, has a little sticky end here, so you have to tear off that sticky patch. So after that, it will glue to your racket very easily. Okay, to make things a little bit easier when wrapping them, and also to make sure that this sticky end, which is a little bit thicker, doesn't stick through the overgrip when you're playing with it, so it doesn't feel uncomfortable, I make sure that I actually start with the other side, which is what most people don't do. So I go over here and I start wrapping my overgrip over the racket with this side here. Alright, so just like on Kata's racket, we'll start by putting it all the way on the edge and holding on really tight. Okay. Now I'm trying to go around one more time just to make sure that I can overlap it, okay? Once I overlap it, I can start moving down. Make sure that over here you don't have any edges hanging out, okay? Because that can become very uncomfortable when you're playing tennis. Okay, now when I overlap it, I actually overlap the racket a lot more, the overgrip a lot more than Kata did, okay? And the reason for that is because I want to end up with not having too much overgrip left. I want to actually finish my racket exactly where the overgrip ends, okay? So let's take a look here. You can probably see that I'm overlapping a lot more, okay? And if I go all the way to the end, I should have the perfect amount of overgrip to finish my racket and not have any leftovers, okay? Let's take a look if that works out. Here we go, coming close to the end. Here we go, almost there. A little windy here. Okay, of course it got stuck already because of the wind, which is what should not have happened. There we go. Here we go. And all the way, and I can stick it, and as you can see, it already sticks. But now I also have a tape over here which I can use just to make sure that it really won't move in the long run. Okay, if I take this off, my tape over here, make sure it's the right way. Start the same way as Kata did. Go around it once, and the tape should almost end. And now I can finish off by putting this rubber piece back on top. And the racket looks good as new, and as you can see, it's overlapping very comfortably here, and it finished right all the way at the top. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll make sure to keep you updated with the newest tips and tricks on and off the tennis court in the future.